ISIS continues to try to prove its savagery, and while the U.S. continues to attack ISIS from the air, it's fallen to others to carry out the offensive on the ground. The problem? Those on the front lines say they're not getting the support in the fight they need. That report tonight from our chief foreign correspondent, Richard Engel in Erbil, Iraq.
We joined Washington's closest allies in the war against ISIS, Kurdish troops traveling past the Mosul Dam to their newest frontline outpost. Holding this ground has been a hard fight. In just 2 weeks, they've lost 3 men and been attacked by 20 car bombs. A commander showed us the wreck of one, saying a Kurdish fighter stopped it in the nick of time with a shoulder-fired rocket. Kurdish fighters called Peshmerga have taken back some ground from ISIS. This base is proof of that, but it's slow going.
Right now, it looks like this is going to be a long war.
Masrour Barzani, head of the Kurdish region's Security Council, says neither airstrikes nor praise from Washington are enough to win this war.
So are you saying that despite all of this praise, the help isn't coming to the Kurds?
Praising is good. We also see ourselves as trusted allies of the United States and the free world. But fighting needs more than just praising. It needs guns, it needs weapons.
And those weapons simply haven't been coming. The Kurds here are lightly armed, just rifles and rocket launchers, and they're being attacked daily.
So there was just an incoming round in this area. Luckily, it overshot this position, and you can see where the soldiers there, the Kurdish fighters, are looking at the smoke, and there comes in another round. So let's try and find a more secure area.
This base cuts deep into ISIS territory and controls what was the main ISIS supply route from Syria. Now, ISIS wants it back. All that stands in its way are these men.
We will fight as much as we can. We are not going to give up or surrender to ISIS.
There are American advisors here in Erbil. That's where they're based in the north. What are they telling you?
They're trying to evaluate the situation, to coordinate the airstrikes with the Peshmergas and our forces on the ground. And basically, they're doing their best.
Are they frustrated?
I think many of them are just as frustrated as we are.
President Obama said there's a strategy in place to degrade and defeat ISIS. Do you believe him?
Well, he's the president of the United States.
But do you believe there is a strategy in place that will do that?
I hope there is, but we need that strategy to be translated into action.
So you're not seeing it?
Not yet.
You're not seeing the strategy?
We have not seen...
that like can degrade and defeat?
Not yet. I mean, so far we have not seen any serious action that can quickly defeat ISIS.
Or slowly? Can it work over the long term?
It can, but once again, I mean, we are sacrificing more lives and putting many innocent lives at risk by allowing ISIS to survive for a longer period.
Now, Secretary, that was Chancellor Barzani. That's what he was telling Richard Engel. He's essentially saying they need more support, they need swifter action from the United States. What do you say in response?
Well, you heard the key word there, which was not quickly, but he said over time it can work. And we have said consistently that this is going to take a certain amount of time. Now, why? Is that because we want it to take amount of time? No. The fact is that the Iraqi army itself needs to be retrained and stood up. There have to be ground troops involved in order to win this victory. And it's clear they're not going to be American, they're not going to be British, they're not going to be French and European. They are going to be Iraqi, and that's the way the Iraqis want it. But they're not ready to move yet, and it would be a great mistake strategically for them to move before they are ready. So if, I understand President Barzani's impatience. I fully understand it. The Peshmerga have been particularly brave and courageous. We have supplied them with enormous amount of ammunition, weapons, other things, and others are supplying them, our allies. So I think, as we've said from the beginning, people need to be recognizing the importance of putting in place a strategy that can win.
And Brian, I can tell you American military advisors who are right here in Erbil but not officially allowed to speak to us are deeply frustrated. They agree the Kurds need more and bigger guns, but they're not authorized to provide them. Brian?
Richard Engel from Erbil in Iraq for us tonight. We'll stay on this